Alright, it's the morning of November 23rd. The sun's about to come up here. We've been set up for probably a half hour, 45 minutes. Decided to switch things up a little bit this morning. Came to a property that I have not hunted yet this year. And in fact, I really haven't hunted a ton in the past either. But it seems like a lot of my target bucks right now, for one reason or another, are kind of MIA. Not sure if they're just with does and not really traveling much, or on the other end of the spectrum, they could be traveling a lot and just on different properties somewhere. So I'm not really sure, but that's the reason we wanted to come to a new spot and try it. There is a big deer on this property that we've had pictures of over the past few years. And I don't know if he's living on the property, but he at least spent a fair amount of time over the past few weeks here. So we came and picked this tree out in the dark. It's pretty tight quarters, so we're gonna have to be on our toes most of the morning. But it's a pretty spot and a pretty morning. Temperatures in the low 20s. Good hard frost last night. So I hope the deer are up and moving. I hope he's on the property and cruising around looking for a doe. This property is tough to hunt. There's a lot of cover. It's basically a big bedding area, but we tried to set up at least on a little bit of a pinch. It's not great, but it's in between two wetlands that kind of forces the deer to come through here. So that's our setup and game plan for the morning, and if nothing else, we'll at least enjoy some new scenery this morning. On the water is cool. He's looking. He's walking left. I know. It's unfortunate right there. I thought I had a clear shooting lane and apparently did not. Connor and I can see the branch that I hit just skimmed the very top of it, and it was enough to deflect the arrow straight up, and it's sticking in the middle of a tree like 10 feet up in the air. So it didn't even get close to the deer, which for that I'm thankful that it didn't hit him somewhere it wasn't supposed to. But it's crazy, it took that deer that long to come in. At around 9 o'clock I rattled. It's probably 10:15 right now. And he came out right after the rattling sequence, probably 130 yards away, I would say. He was circling, on the downwind side of us like you'd expect. He disappeared behind some pine trees, and we lost him. And in the meantime, this really mature buck came in, a deer we have a bunch of sheds to. The landowners found a lot of sheds to him. He's, I don't know how old, but he came in to like 25 yards. At the same time, we're waiting for this other buck to appear. Never showed up, so we assumed he hit our ground scent and just left. So we get back, we filmed a big family group of does and fawns just kind of hanging out, relaxing. Connor spots a buck down below us where we expected this one to eventually show back up. But it was probably 45 minutes. It took him, I don't know, maybe he went somewhere else and came back. But 45 minutes later, he shows up right here, probably 40 yards away, and comes up, and he stops, and I decide to shoot there. One, obviously, I thought I had a shooting lane, but two, I thought at any moment he was going to bust 'cause he was right downwind of us. So I didn't think we had much time, but obviously hindsight's 20/20. I should have just waited and see what he's going to do and wait for him to come out in this clearing where there's no chance of hitting a branch. But there's really not a ton of branches right where he was. It's just there was one that I didn't account for, and that's if nothing else, it's a good lesson to always think about. Not only is your one pin that you're using clear, but make sure your other pins are clear, because when I'm looking at that spot, it's 20 yards away from me. He was at 30 yards, so my 30-yard pin was free. Obviously I must not have checked my 20-yard pin. If you think about, your arrow's gonna hit right where your 20-yard pin is when it gets 20 yards away. So just one of those things that you wish you could have back. But he's a good deer. I don't know, I think we might have pictures of him, I don't know. Like I said before, I haven't spent any time on this property at all. But he's a good looking 10. He didn't know what happened. He walked off. There's a chance we could see him again, but he's definitely not the buck that we came in here for. Movement's been good. We'll probably hang in a little bit longer and make a game plan for this evening. Well, it's been a long time. I can't remember when the last time I missed a deer was. I forgot how crappy of a feeling that is. Hopefully we can get back in the stand and get another opportunity here soon. Alright, it's a little after 2 o'clock and we decided to come back to the same property we hunted this morning and climb in the redneck for the afternoon. We decided on this for a couple of reasons. One, I have a bunch of work to do and brought my laptop with me. This is basically the only way I was going to be able to get out and hunt this afternoon, is if I can get at least some stuff done and be productive. And second of all, it's really calm this afternoon, so the variable winds made it tough to try to choose a different location. We figured we'd be better off bottling our scent up inside the redneck and hopefully can get away with a little more. So we'll see how the deer move this afternoon. I think they're going to move decent. We got some storms coming in later tomorrow, but we're set up on this long, narrow strip. It doesn't set up great for bow hunting because deer can pretty much come out anywhere and be well out of bow range. But we felt like this was our best opportunity. We're probably 300 or 400 yards from where we hunted this morning. The other thing I was going to say is I looked at the footage closer from this morning and didn't realize that Connor's angle was impeded by so much brush too, so I wouldn't have even shot if I knew that. Just I like getting quality footage. My angle, obviously I hit a branch, but I had a lot better clearing than Connor's side of the tree did. Like I said earlier, it's frustrating. It's been a long time since that's happened and it's not fun. But the good thing is that deer has no idea what happened. The arrow didn't even come close to hitting him, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see him again. So hopefully we have a good afternoon, and I'd love to see the buck we came in here for. Young buck. Oh, he's got some potential. It's like a late season hunt. That's what it feels like. Three-way battle now. Oh yeah. Are there any does out there still? They left. We just got a three-way All right, we made it back. Solid hunt tonight. Overall, an action-filled day. We rattled 2 good bucks in this morning. Saw a 3rd good one this evening. Just not one that I wanted to shoot. But really, overall, can't complain about today. Not the way we wanted it to play out, but that's how it goes. We do have rain in the forecast for the next day or 2, so I'm not sure. We're just going to have to be watching the radar and see if we can get out. But hopefully we can get on one of these bucks soon. They should start transitioning back to food. We have less than 2 weeks until Iowa's gun seasons roll in, so hopefully we can get it done on one of these bucks before then.